Okay, mic check, mic check. Should be able to now hear, see the screen, all that good stuff. Mr. Blue here, TradePhantoms.com. Welcome. We'll kick this off with a time, date, stamp, etc. Going to be Tuesday, the 18th of November, 2025. And as I mentioned, Mr. Blue here, TradePhantoms.com, and we'll go through about, give or take, about an hour, give or take, session here on YouTube as usual. As always, go through some pre-market prep, and of course, map out some levels, starting with some futures. Then take us into the opening bell at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, and if I see a potential valid setup, I shall take that with some managed risk, so on and so forth. Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's going on? Jeremy EJO's in the house. Tammy, what's going on? Bucket and 1 ounce of dairy. Cool. Let's kick this thing off here. Going over here, here's just spies in the backdrop here. I bring this document up every single day, no matter what. And demand and supply, institutional demand and supply, that is the main strategy here at Phantoms, of course. Buyers and sellers, institutional buyers and sellers. However, top-down multiple time frame analysis. So we must start at the high time frames first, no matter what. You will see a lot of color codes in terms of, or colors in terms of orange, yellows, and blue on the charts. Just randomly here, got the SPY over here on the right on a daily time frame. Orange color code is going to be monthly time frame association. So anything that you see in orange is monthly time frame. So October's high, October's low, for example, is highlighted there in orange. Very important here today. Actually, this week, potentially last month's low, October's low, could be something that could be in play potentially today. We'll get to that in a moment. 65.50 right there. Of course, that's going to be last month low, highlighted there in orange. Also with a note there, October's low. Weekly is going to be yellow color code. So anything that you see in yellow is going to be weekly time frame association. So for example, last week's high, last week's low, highlighted there in yellow, followed by last but certainly not least, the daily time frame is going to be the color code blue. Yesterday's high, yesterday's low, for example, there in blue. A couple of daily highs, daily lows, etc. A couple of daily lows down here, 66.01-ish, 65.95 there. Again, if we don't get down into the October low today, 65.50, these daily lows around here could be in play for sure, potentially today as well. Moving on, we got bullish candlesticks, a bunch of fancy names. However, location and context being more important. Typically, we're going to be looking for these in what's going on, T-Wang. We're going to be looking for these inside of context of uptrends at demand levels, supply, bearish candlesticks here. Looking for these at supply, I should say. A bunch of fancy names, location and context being more important. We got the liquidity map, super important here. If you understand this, and we break this down, of course, with due time, but 2 actions, buys and sells, 4 possibilities. Okay, we break this down into quadrants 1 through 4. 3 and 2 are going to be connected as an uptrend. 1 and 4 are connected as a downtrend. Okay, because you could buy to enter. Okay, accumulation order, and then you would be to sell to exit, whether that be a profit or a loss. But you can also sell short to enter, which is an accumulation order of a sell short, or in order to sell and get in the market. Okay, and then at some point you would need to buy to cover to exit at a profit or a loss. Okay, we break this down, of course, and we put this into context with multiple time frame analysis at what we call the focus classes here at Phantoms. All right, getting to the good stuff here. Charts. We'll start off with the major 4 indexes in regard to futures. What's going on, Harry? I got the S&P daily time frame upper left, NASDAQ upper right, Dow Jones lower left, followed by the Russell 2000 bottom right. I realize you most likely cannot see the prices here, so I'll just change this into the micro there. Kind of cleans up there for the S&P. Just change that to the M right there, micro NASDAQ. And I'm going to start off here. So as we can see, we get, S&P futures down 0.46%. We get the NASDAQ down a little bit more weaker for, more than S&P, down 0.57%. We got Dow, the weakest, down 0.77. We got Russell down 0.48, about 0.5%. A lot of talk right now, the Mag 7 pulling back, AI kind of calming down a little bit there, etc. One of the things that I want to just be clear here, I'll just pop open this daily time frame here. Just be careful with all that news stuff on the deck at the moment right now. A couple of key levels that I'm going to be looking for here are going to be these weekly lows and this October low 65.40 here. So I just popped open a daily time frame of the S&P futures. Okay, and of course here's the current price. It's a bit more cleaner right? So all I did here was just clean this up a bit there. And I'm just mapping out some key, okay, monthly, weekly, and daily levels, okay, above and below price. In addition to, which we'll get to in a moment, okay, our Globex high and Globex low, overnight high, overnight low, okay. Short story long story short here. Okay, we had last week's low 66.55. Okay, and yesterday we kind of respected that being Monday. Okay, here's Tuesday now, 11:18. Yesterday being Monday, the first trading day there. We kind of opened up, rallied a little bit there. Okay, came down into this 66.550 last week's low. Kind of held up there, right? Putting the low of the day and then bounced up. Now so far today, we took that out just a little bit there, right? Now if I look down and left, all we really have here is a weekly low 65.71. So I'd recommend to keep that on your radar there today. Of course, this is a daily low, but it's a weekly low, so it overrides there. So that's why I have it as a yellow with a note there, weekly low. More importantly than that, we have this October low, this famous October 10th bar where we had a nice massive drop, kind of like one day next on a Friday. Then it kind of calmed down. We made new highs off of that. However, now in the event, we're trading 66.63. Okay, this 65.40 level is last month's low, October's low. So very key there. So one of the things that I'm going to be potentially looking for today, if not even tomorrow, potentially if it happens, is in the event that we do kind of get down into this level here. Okay, if short, you would want to take profit, and this is where we're going to be looking for some long or bullish trades here. Not only just for a day trade bounce, okay, but I'm also just going to put on the note right now on the dock here. This is recorded, etc. at these levels, so you can always take a peek at this. But I'm also going to start to leg in to some swing trades as well. Okay, going into October. Going into December. Off of potentially breaking this October low right there. Now, a couple levels below that October low, 6540 in orange there. I have a daily low 6522. Okay, we also have a weekly low at 6418. Okay, there's a 6510 level right in here. Again, this is recorded if I'm talking fast. I just got to keep it moving and grooving. There's a 6510 nice fresh level. Okay, prime level. Okay, that would be below the October, below this 6522 level, and then there's a 6510, which is nice prime level there on the S&P futures. Okay, so a couple of levels here that are going to be very interesting, not only just for a day trade, but again, leaning into some potential swing trade for the latter for December. Of course, here's the overnight high right now, which we'll get to in a moment. But we have yesterday's high, just to simply put 68.01. Okay, and also just keeping an eye on the 68.90s there. And of course, we got last week's high, 69.09. Actually, it's closer up here. So but basically, 6,900 is going to be the last week's area. Okay, that left, a level, of course, as we did not make new highs, and we're just kind of ranging here now, right? So I'm kind of expecting kind of range for the latter part of this year going, right? Because we're only a couple of weeks away from a new year, right? 6 weeks away. So just be careful, right? A lot of things right now. Oh, VIX is up. Market's dropping. Is this bull market over? Just be careful getting trapped there. Okay, for potentially selling short, thinking that this market's going to crash here. And we haven't really taken out any levels there. Nasdaq on the higher time frames. Nasdaq do not have monthly low mapped out. Why don't I? Let me just put that right here. Lower. No monthly. That is. That's good enough there. Super important here. October's low. I got some more IBIT yesterday because I just have limit orders all placed down there. Mark Wahlberg. Yes, sir. The actual physical coin, I'm probably going to be looking to pick some up here. What is it, 91K now? So yeah, I'm still looking at that 85K, 84K, but you could probably even pick up a little bit here of Bitcoin. I'm consistently, no questions asked, always accumulating IBIT. 24,157. All right, super important here in regard to this monthly low on NASDAQ. Futures here. $24,157.75 is the exact there, if you will. And a couple of daily lows in right below that. We have this daily low, which is the day before rollover here. 23. I'm just going to round up. 23,969. This is the daily low below that monthly low. All right, super important there. We have this daily low kind of already tested there too, right? So definitely want to put that on the dock here too. But, you know, with this VIX higher, which we'll notice in a moment, it'd be pretty interesting to see if we can swipe. This October low is going to be more dominant. Okay, so we do have this daily, couple of daily lows right in there, right? So I'll just put a breaker on this. This is recorded, so it's less reliable, if you will. But this does come in 24,410. Yeah, you actually read my mind, Joe Frank. Sell put. A good time to sell some puts on MSTR coin. Coins at a level as well. Going lower, eyeing that 240 level on coin, and then I got that 200 level on coin as well. Coinbase, that is. All right, great. So this is what I'm taking out. So we got this daily low. This is yesterday's low. Already kind of breaking down below that. All right, this is last week's low. Already taken out yesterday's high here. All right, just a couple of daily highs here. So I'm not going to sit here and do this, but this is a key area here at 25,850 handle up there. Bunch of daily highs up there. All right, cool. Oops. I actually think this is last week's high there too. All right. This is last week's high right there. All right, so interesting. So we're kind of in a pinch here. All right, trading below the 20-period moving average on the daily time frame, still above the 200. So just watch out. Kind of interesting areas here. So, on this low, kind of low range here. Interesting. Again, not only for day trade, but also some swing trade capabilities here. Swing trade up. All right, spending some time on this, but key there. Monthly, weekly, daily, super key. Setting up nice for it. Setting up nice for it. Because I like the things that are coming across the news stations, etc. Get people to get emotional down in these areas here before December. All right, interesting there. So I got map those levels out. This is recorded. I got to keep it moving here. You know, I get Dow Jones, Russell 2000. Dow Jones a little bit more heavier or weaker here for today. All right, but overall, S&P and NASDAQ going to be more dominant. Okay, NASDAQ is a little bit more weaker than the S&P futures. All right, so I just spent some time there mapping out some monthly, weeklies, and daily levels, so on and so forth, what's above, what's below. So you got a little sneak peek at that real quick, just going up monthly, weekly, daily there, just really quickly. Okay, then we're going to drop down to, I'll just quicker here. So I got a monthly here, weekly here, daily here. So monthly, weekly, daily. So even if you are looking to short-term trade, day trade, scalp, even futures, still need to know where you are on the higher time frames. I just did a little bit of a prep work on that. for you folks in there, right? For you folks here. So I got monthly here, weekly here, daily here, super important. However, we will drop down to some smaller time frames, of course. So I have a 60-minute time frame here, okay, upper left, 30-minute time frame here, bottom left, followed by a 5 here in the middle, with a 2-minute time frame here on the right. Monthly, weekly, daily, 60, 35, and 2s. Just a general layout. And I kind of did start out with the S&P micro ES, and really we have a couple levels down in here, right? So this is where we map out our Globex high, Globex low. So if I would stop moving these charts here, here's the overnight low, okay, the overnight Globex low there. Here's the overnight Globex high, fancy word for overnight high, overnight low. There's the high right there. All right, and strategy is in the event that we break Globex low, looking down and left, I'm looking for an institutional level of demand here. This is the S&P futures on a 1-hour time frame here. Okay, looking down and to the left. All right, now if I were to go to, there's going to be a couple levels here, right? Now, if I just go to the micros just really quick, which is going to be a bit more of a cleaner chart, because I just want to keep things really clean for you folks here, right? So this is the Globex low as we speak right now. And if we were to break this level below the Globex low, if I look down and left, okay, down and left, right in here, okay, this is what we're going to be coming down into. So again, there goes that 65.71 weekly level, okay, and then there's that October 65.40 low right there. Okay, now some of my phantoms will know already that we're going to be targeting, okay, some liquidity sweeps below this, okay, but below this price we do have a bit of a drop, and here's a basing, okay, and there's a massive rally over here, okay, the famous 60. This level of this, the 65.70 level, we kind of caught this level here as a G trap, which was also a liquidity sweep there. This did leave kind of a level of demand here, right? So we can't ignore this. Okay, so this is going to be the first. Whoops, supposed to be a box here. This is going to be the first level of demand below the Globex low right now. Okay, so if I just map this out here in green, this does kind of start off here, give or take around. This level here, 65.90. Okay, this could be used as what's called a G trap bullish. Now, again, especially with the VIX and volatility being higher, we could get more of a push lower. All right. So if you put your stop loss right below that weekly low, you could just be a liquidity sweep. So that's going to be a thing there, right? So I would almost want to have this come deeper into some levels here for some potential liquidity sweeping. Okay. Because I just know that there's going to be a ton of stop losses built up right below that weekly low. Okay. So again, the orange level here, 65.40, is going to be extremely powerful, a lot better than the 65.90 and the 65.71. Okay, so if I get a green level, which is the demand level, then I just drop down to a 60-minute time frame drop and basing rally here. Okay, that weekly low is more powerful, and more powerful than anything here is going to be that 65.40 level. Okay, so again, we might not get all the way down there today, but that's going to be exactly where I'm going to be leaning a lot more heavier. Okay, for day trade bounces and swing trades, as I mentioned there. Okay, but we could put a pin on this 65.90 level because that is the first level of demand below, okay, the Globex low right there, which could provide some trading opportunity. Okay, above the Globex high, okay, we have there's the Globex high there today. Above here, okay, we have yesterday's kind of regular trading hours high. This is yesterday's high, okay, for futures, but regular trading day session high comes in at 67.70 handle here. Okay, so this is something that you might want to take a look at or take a peek at. Okay, in the event that we get up to this level here, okay, this would be a supply level above the Globex high here, okay, because this is the Globex high here. Globex low. All right, so we just mapped out the first level of demand below the Globex low. All right, and this is the first level above that said Globex high there. yesterday's regular trading hours high. So this could be used as a sweep. Yeah, you can keep it on some of the things there, but once it gets too crowded and clustered, 1 ounce of theory. It's probably time to clean house a bit there, right, on the charts, etc. So this could be used as a G-trap short, 75 handle there. And of course, we had yesterday's high here too, right? Supply level, etc. So we get some stuff above. All right, right now, yeah, we're on lower low, lower high on the 60-minute time frame here. So again, just watch out those monthly, weekly levels here. Super key. So don't get trapped, y'all. Okay, equal to and low. My phantoms on liquidity will know this. All right, if we rally up, it's the good thing about this is we're not so far stretched here. So, it looks like this market just wants to take an open here and flush lower. Doesn't mean it's going to always happen that way, but stay patient, stay diligent. Okay, got some areas down there. All right, G-trap high. These are going to be all G-trap shorts above here. I'll just keep that there. Watch out for potential liquidity sweep right above this area here as well. NASDAQ. Yeah, there's some flip right here, YT. That'd be more aggressive. I see what you're saying, brother, right there. Above the Globex high. That could be aggressive there. That's aggressive, but it's something there indeed, sir. Here is NASDAQ. All right, these key levels below. Okay, super critical. All open space here, so watch out for that October low. Now, NASDAQ so far is a bit of a weaker one over the others. So, okay, we already talked about that right there. I see a question, T Wang. Here's the Globex low. The thing about this is, right, if we swipe below here, this all kind of wide space here. So just, today's going to be really interesting. We're going to look at the Qs to help with the NQ and some market maker gamma exposure as well. But I'm going to be a bit more, since S&Ps are a bit more stronger, I'm going to be a bit more aggressive on the buy to enter in the event that we flush lower down here. So on NASDAQ, I'd rather remain short and take profit, and then use the S&Ps as a way, if it holds up a bit more stronger, to use S&Ps for the bounce up versus the NASDAQ. I want to milk these bearish. But if we therefore I'm going to be a little more conservative here down at these levels here. If we start to get down to the monthlies down here on NASDAQ, oh, heck yeah, I'm going into December expiration for a swing trade as mentioned there, right? So that's going to be below the Globex low. We already kind of mapped those levels out. Above the Globex high is here. Okay, here's the yesterday's high right there. Here's going to be the regular trading hour session high right there. All right, so very similar here where G-traps above here, all right, above this Globex high. All right, his levels of supply. All right, just for some overhead supply. This would be above this Globex high here. Mr. Blue Qs have been weekly demand level 87 and 97 on daily. It looks crowded. Should we look for that? Yeah, my man T Wang. Yeah, I'm loving this drop down into those. This is the level that we were talking about 2 weeks ago, lower down there on the October lows. So what T Wang is mentioning here on Qs, we're going to get to VIX next and some market maker gamma exposure here. I'll just go here, QQQs. So we were talking about this level, QQQs, monthly, weekly, daily. We've been, making high lows, coming down to the levels here. We haven't really broke, this is the last weekly swing high here, and this is going to be October's low right here. So again, those monthly lows, etc. This is finally, we have a red bar down. It's not even closed yet, but we have finally a red bar down that's coming down. So October's low here. So very, so I could just see how I've got a daily time frame here. That's going to be October's low. Okay, right below this October's low, we have a couple daily lows, and then we have an impulse, basing impulse right below here. So again, trapping potential people who are trying to sell, or they think this market's going to crash, and next thing we're rallying back up. So we'll see. All right, so I'm loving this, right? Because you're looking at like the 97 to 87 here, this whole area here, right, T-Wayne? And you're right, it might not break below this area here, right? But this is kind of, as you mentioned, right? Good job. It's been beat up, right? So impulse correction, impulse correction, impulse. That 10-10 bar came all the way, wiped out everything down into this area here, okay? Rally back up. And then as you can see, we have this level here. We kind of dipped in, rally back up. Supply is taking over a little bit here, and we'll come back down. So this isn't the greatest level in the world here, right? So we might need new, fresh liquidity, and here it's setting up beautifully, folks. That's why I'm spending time on this, right? Probably a little bit too much for free YouTube here. Some of my fans and members are like, yeah, you give too much, but this low here, this is setting up beautiful here. Okay, if the QQQs got to 580 this week or early part next week, I'm all over that in terms of bullish. And the news is going to be all bad, this is bad. We have NVIDIA earnings coming out tomorrow, right? I'm not looking into all that, right? I'm just being logical. Okay, and if I just look at the impulse correction, high, low. Okay, this area here is just going to be a nice, beautiful kind of mean revert. Okay. And if anything, right, it could at least take a bounce out of here, and we can have some potential range for the month of ending November and into December. Okay, so just be careful with the talking heads on TV. Everything's a crash. Relax. There's plenty of money out there. Okay, all other things being equal, should be looking good here below these levels here. I'm hoping it happens today. Okay, today/tomorrow, etc. All right, spending some time there. VIX, where you at? We got to look at that next. Let me just take a quick peek at VIX. Super important. VIX up, market down. VIX down, market up. A lot more to that 30-day implied volatility. All right, we just mapped out overnight high, overnight low in the S&Ps, NASDAQ. Also going to map this out overnight high, overnight low. That is on the VIX volatility index. So just think of opposite correlation. Right, so VIX up, market down, VIX down, market up, opposite. I'm gonna map out. I just kind of put an ellipse there. If VIX continues to grind its way up, here you can see overnight here we're up, gaps up, still up there, 6.5%. If that continues, that could be a bit more bearish for the market. However, if we kind of calm down and break down a little bit here and go lower, if you will, that could be a bit more bullish for the market. Okay, inverse correlation. So I just kind of pin the high, the overnight low, and we'll continue to monitor that and unravel that. Right now, VIX is up pre-market, so VIX up, market down. All right, nothing crazy. We've got a 24 VIX-ish, not bad there, not super crazy, but we're off the lows, right? We're off the lows. SPY pre-market quote. We've got a weekly on the left. Daily on the right. All right, so we got just, last week was actually an inside week. All right, last week was an inside week. So we got a weekly low. Last week's low, we already kind of broke a little bit below that, just very simply put yesterday, just really quickly on the SPYs. However, the weekly low of 66.21 is actually the mother bar low. Last week was an inside week. Point being here is below the last week's low. We only have a daily low here and a daily low here. Then we're potentially visiting the October low here. So right below this last week's low, I put these two kind of levels here. Daily lows 58, 20, 57, 10 handle. Okay, in between here. In the event that we could have a bit of a bounce out of this level in the event that we don't get to October low. So this is going to be kind of hit point one area. If short, we'd have to TP some potentially down in here. Okay, if short, okay, you have to TP buy to enter about to cover some here. You could potentially take a buy to enter at or around here for a day trade at least. Okay, maybe even for a swing trade too, depending on your style in the event. But also this October low is going to be even more potential important here. We also have a couple of monthly VWAPs hovering over here still in the context of an uptrend here, right? So, even though, it's looking like this thing wants to crash, etc., people, just retail traders and average folk just always calling for crashes left and right, whatever, still hasn't really broken anything, right? So we're still coming into some mean reverts from a couple of months ago in terms of these levels here. Okay, so there's that fresh level, October, right? If we were to get down here, this 650 handle is going to be super important. Okay, that would be that basic impulse 580 in Qs, was it, right? So it's what, 650 in SPYs, right? So that's going to be that key level, which I'm looking for that major trap, right? That's going to be this level here on QQs. Not sure if we're going to get down there, all right, but that's a nice little prime level, of course, below that October low. All right, but get back to SPYs just here real quick, all right, because this is one that I'm going to be focusing on a bit more for the front side bullish in the event that we get down to these levels, however, right? So watch out for that area there, that area there. Now, on top of this, here's the close there. We have a pre-market quote slightly down right now, down what, 0.50%, just like in the S&P futures. We kind of just spoke about that a bit there. So if I'm going to take that number, and you can see what Joe Frank is doing already, which is great. If you take that number, go to the SPX, down to what, 0.5% implied open, give or take, takes us to about implied open 66, call it 40 handle, right? 66.40, give or take plus or minus 5. Take that information, just get moving it. Go over here, 66.35. We're going to be opening up around here, what, 66.30 here. Okay, so this was called market maker gamma exposure. Over here, I got calls and puts based on the market maker's perspective in terms of exposure. Puts in red, calls in green. Everything to the right is bought, everything to the left is sold. Okay, that creates what's called gamma regimes. Okay, green and blues are positive gamma, reds and yellows are negative gamma. Okay, implied open, give or take 66, 66, call it 40-ish, plus or minus 5, depending on we move over the next 10 minutes. 66.40 brings us to about like right here, give or take. Am I right about that? Yeah, 66.40-ish, right? 66.40. All right, we do have a little bit of something where 64.40. Wait, this is so. I gotta update this. Bring this. Oh, I do have it. Zoom in. 66.40. If we were to open below 66.40 is going to actually be a positive gamma node. If we remain below 66.40, that could be used as some resistance. We got 66.80 is a little bit of a positive gamma node too. But essentially the open is going to be pretty important, because if we can't reclaim the 66.40 and get above there, we got some negative gaps below. Now, a couple of key takeaways here is going to be this 65.75 positive gamma node there. And that's one that I will make map out on the chart there, right? So definitely want to put 65.75 on the radar. Which is going to be interesting because this is a random kind of level here. Interesting. And that's going to be right below the 6,000 on SPX. So slight positive gamma node here. And because that is below price. So we'll see how, I'm not going to spend too much time on this because it does change on the open. But right now, we're opening up on a positive gamma 66.40 handle, which if we remain below that, that could be used as supply resistance overhead just for the open. We'll see. The next negative GEX kind of slightly below us here, but the next positive gamma we don't we get at the 50 to 65.75 handle. So that'd be about right here. So kind of a random area there, but we'll see how that updates and changes. Above price, we don't have really much positive gamma until we have 66.80, 66.80. And that would be basically if we were to rally up. Put this red. That would be essentially the at or around the gap fill. I put this in red, positive gamma above, so 66.80, slight positive gamma there. All right, so in addition to levels, etc., this could be used as some demand support, if you will. That could change right off the open, and this could be used as some short-term supply level. Yeah, there's usually always a bit more of a higher put interest, T-Wing. Because of the levels that we're at here today and this week, it's going to be really interesting to see how put sellers operate down in here with this high wall. All right. In fact, I'm even looking to potentially sell some puts to open on this high vol. On this high vol here. All right, that's something that you must be trained and know how to do. All right, no blue today. I'm right here, Doug. All right, now Qs. Remember, Qs are a bit, at least right now, a bit relative weaker. We got this one daily low right below there. We got this other daily low here, 590, until we get down to this. Got last week's low, of course, there. Close there, pre-market quote gap down. Going to be an outside gap from yesterday, but basically still an inside gap from Friday's high and low. As yesterday was just an inside down Qs. Got to watch out for this 595.50 handle here. So if short, you can body cover TP might be a quick little front side bounce here. Maybe not for the swing. Okay, swing would be more down here, as we mentioned in the prep. These October lows. Okay, and 580 impulse, basically impulse fresh. So interesting there, right? So if short TP, so we got some multi view up there. So that 595.50 handle is going to be interesting there. 3 minutes before open. Yes, untested Globex. 1017. Globex high, Globex low. 1017 went out to theory. You're wild. It's already been chopped. 1017. Globex, that's already been chopped. Like it's just update your levels over here, brother. Just update them. You know what I'm saying? Update them over here, man. 1017 untested Globex, man. Everything over here has been right. So I don't know. I'm over here, man. Bell's about to ring, right? 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Pre-market quote. We got Qs, right? So basically I'll just do 600, right? I'm gonna prep some of these puts here. So I'm gonna do I'll do the 600. I'll do the 599 and then the 598. Put this up here. I'll put this is the 600 strike put on Qs. Control V, just copying this code here. It's the 599 put. $598. 597 put for SPYs. What's going on, Joseph? Oh, I didn't do gold now. Yeah, no, I'll go once out to there. I was just trying to see what you're looking at there. And yeah, something was a little funky there. I got SPYs. Interesting here. So, outside gap. The bell's about to ring. I don't know if anybody was ripping Tesla yesterday. All right, bell ring here. All right, time to go. SPYs, of course, outside gap below there. Pull a daily view off at the moment. We're gonna see if Qs or which ones are stronger or weaker SPYs or Qs. Ding, ding, ding. What's going on, Pinksky? Let's just get some internals real quick at that first 2-minute bar print, give or take. Advanced declines, negative 1,000 below that zero number there. Somewhat extreme, nothing too crazy, but somewhat extreme. Vol D slightly lower, negative 2.8, which is slightly bearish. Too early for cumulative tick. All right, and yeah, we got that positive. We got a little something there, but basically negative gex below. All right, so I'm gonna grab some Q puts here that $5.96 strike put. Going for about $2 right now. This would be the $5.96 strike put on Qs. Or not if that gets violated. That gets violated. See SPYs. Like that. I'm gonna go SPYs. 35 Delta 666. Terrible number. $666 strike call on SPYs here. Sorry. Bullish here. SPY calls. What is this? All right, let's see a little. All right. Let's have some TPs up here just real quick right out the gate. Excuse me, sorry. All right, so we take profit from longs here right now. On Qs, still a bit weaker. Preferably, I like to be at a level but you have to be careful with this bullish trade here. You'd want to work almost some what is it called? Some bearishness on the QQQs. So if you were to still engage, if you were to look at this 596 strike put, it's going for about $1.60 right now. This would be a bearish trade, right? So I'm gonna get some bought puts here on QQQs. Okay. So I'm straddling this just a little bit here. What is this? The 596 strike. All right. So I'll give that some space. This would be a stop loss on this. All right, now make sure you have TPs in. Right now I'm straddling right now. Good job, Bob. There you go, Bob. 220. All right, you're kind of joshing around here. MSTR. Coming back to some levels. This would be good to sell some puts. MSTR. Bitcoin 92K. This could flush out more, but the 200 handle, we're bouncing off that, of course. Got this monthly low here, 150s. I mean, heck, I wonder if we could, now with this nice drop. Mm, 150, $400, give or take, for 30 days. $400 over 15K, 2.6% for December. If you were to sell the 150 strike put, willing to own. Nice little drop for that. Lily on fire. I bet, yeah, so I'm buying this is coming into, so legged into, I got IBIT all over here. So my next level here, 85K. So yeah, pretty simply put, we get the 95K, we get the 85, we get basically 75. So, MSTR is heavily into Bitcoin itself. So in the, MSTR, I want to be a little bit more, if you want to own this thing, right? Because this is this is IBIT. You can just pick up some shares here. I've already been limiting it. I got filled more yesterday. This is what I want to have happen monthly, weekly, daily here. But MSTR, you might want to, MSTR is a bit different, but, day trade, we know we're popping up a little bit here, right? Because we are at some decent monthly area location here. 200 EMA on the weeklies. But just be a little careful here on MSTR. Look to maybe sells. So longer term basis, you could sell some puts here, 150, 120 here, 100, willing to own. Day trade wise, it's having a nice little pop here for day trade. Not gonna be wrong, which we want to TP some. Other COG, but yeah. But I bet, yeah, just picked up some more shares yesterday, and even if Bitcoin does get lower, I got orders all down here. I haven't felt some IBIT like up here. I'm just accumulating. All right, physical coin. We'll start to pick up some more to it. 85K, which I mentioned, right? I didn't have limit orders on this, but I got limit orders on IBIT. So physical coin may be potentially down there. Obviously, we got Qs trying to break down a little bit of SPYs. Got to be careful with those long calls. All good. All right. So we get the Q puts, right? And we got to TP some of those. I think it already had a target one on this. On the SPY calls are down, right? So I'm going to cut those SPY calls. TP some of these Q puts here real quick. Hit that. Cut the SPY calls. Let me check that out. Let me check that out first. Hold on. It didn't break any structure. See how Q's made new lows on day. SPY's have not, yeah, just a little bit more strength on that. Just not strength, relatively speaking, just very slight. All right, so what do we got? We got the SPY. The 666. We're trading 662. He's going for a buck. He's down about 50 cents. All right, so you can just put a objective stop loss and say, okay, if this gets down to like 85 cents, cut. All right. If you cut now, you wouldn't cut on a new low on day. You'd save yourself about like 20 cents, give or take. All right, so let me just put a stop loss on that. And Qs, I want to press some Qs a bit. Good job, Bob. I did not cut the SPYs, just put my stop loss below the objective level there. Now Qs, I don't even need to copy and paste that. We got the 596. Have to come up on these. So this would be Qs add to put here. I'm just going to keep it simple. Just add to the one that we're already in here. Okay, I feel like a buck here. So either going to be a QQQ add. All right, and we can already TP some here equal to low. Oh, that was fast. All right, TP some Qs. All right, SPY is going to get stopped out. All good. Make sure you TP some Qs. SPY is looking to get stopped out. And we have to watch out. We're coming up to a yellow weekly last week's low, so just watch out. So make sure you have some TP orders on QQQs down into this area here. Okay, let's say slightly lower VIX on highs. Potentially just add into some SPY. I'm sorry, some Q puts. I'm surprised that hasn't got stopped out yet. The where are you? You're right here. I mean, what we're trading 598-ish, 599-ish with a low of like 97-ish. So we get the 96. We're only 1 point out of the money on these. So you can continue to just potentially just leg into these here. Put some bids. I'm still in these for the record, right? Put in some bids. Maybe you bought earlier. Now, if you wanted to roll, it's already going now. If you wanted to roll, you'd go. You're already doing it now. So make sure you get stopped out. I got to stop out on the SPYs here, right? That officially got clipped. TP some more of these Qs. So it's got clipped. Let me get it out from this account. So that kind of sucked, right? All good. TP some more Qs into here. All right, TP some more Qs here. All right. SPX at the 25, 24 handle. All right. So this was a loss. All good. Controlled, calm, chill. And remember the SPY. All right, let's go. Let's milk these puts here. If I was going quicker, you could roll. Could have rolled these. Just a little bit more meat on these here. Let's TP some of these Qs. All right, now Joe Frank. Look what Joe Frank's talking about there in the chat. He's the man. Remember that S&P SPY. Forgot to hit the send. So many monitors. Nice. Come on, man. All right, so we got view up at 62. So if we can get down to this level here, the 58 here, Noel. A couple of daily lows in here, right? So not bad. It's only about a point zone here, which I like. So this is going to be if short, TP, right? T-Wang's short, right? I'm short Qs, right? So this would be what? Take profit from what? From bearish shorts, right? And this could also, right? Because it would be a take profit, well, buy, right? Buy to cover, TP, buy to cover. In addition to that, this could also be what's called a front side buy to enter, which would be bullish. All right, so I dropped size and Qs. I'm still in those on these new lows, and I'll help prepare some things there for you folks in there. Now with QQQs, I'm not going to take the front side enter long here, right? It's a bit weaker. I'm going to press. Oh, I'm going to continue. Right? See how Nasdaq's down 1.2, S&P's down 0.87 ish, right? NQ Nasdaq just made new lows. So we're going to decrease some here, make or take, I should say, profit more on these. Okay, high watermark these. Reducing size here, reducing size here. Now I want to add to Qs, so I was a little bit too slow there today, blah, blah, blah. But now I definitely got to wait because we're on new low flush. Jeez, Jose, you act like Meta, dude. I'm trying to work here, buddy. But you got, geez, Meta. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Look left, bro. Look left. We got a monthly low here at the 570 would be a monthly low, sweet Jose, brother. Right, I'm sure you see something there at the 85 handle. Indeed, sir. Watch out for that random kind of 570 monthly low, sweet brother. Okay. All right, so we just hit this daily low here on the QQQs, right? So make sure you let me decrease some here even more right now. All right, beautiful. All right, so Nasdaq is in that daily low abyss here. I would love to add to Nasdaq up here ish. Beautiful trade on Nasdaq. SPY trying to work front side here. It's kind of annoying, but I would love for it to get down to this area here. We're trading at what, 58, so I don't want to get too far away from like the 60s. VWAP for today is like 61-ish. It'll come down a little bit if we were to get down here. So, if we were to get down into the 60, I'm sorry, the 6, 58, 6, 57. We'll see what the 660 strike call would be looking like. Yeah, Joe Frank, that on YouTube, I'm a little bit more conservative with folks here, but Joe Frank's bringing up some great points there. Pinsky got some MU YOLO action. He is trained. He knows the deal. And yeah, we get this 65.90 for what it's worth. 65.90, 65.80. So I'm giving out one thing here that 65.65. Looks like there's a spread here now. And they kind of attack those spreads. So interesting. So we got some stuff lower. So just be patient. So be smart. If Now it's a long day, so all I'm saying here is try to work some, I'm working some Q's new lows, but if we flush down here, just watch out because some kind of potential mean revert could kind of happen here, right? All right. 65, 65. So there's a lot of stuff happening here at the 65, 75, 65, 65 handle, okay, which is going to be still about 20 to 30 points lower, okay, on the SPX. All right, TP some QQQ puts. Now I am going to stick to the plan there and get into those. We could bounce and relief, right? Probably could have been another add-on Qs at least one or two more times, but it's all good. Close. So yeah, bar flush through, fall through potentially. That'd be so much better if it was in this level, but this could be a. All right, so let me price this. So if we get to 57, call it 57.70, right in the middle there. Spies. Come on. So what I'm trying to do here is price out the option. So if spies got to, I'll split the difference here, right in the middle here, 6,775. There we go. Probably just end up buying it at market now, anyways. What's the? I was looking at like the 660, maybe the 661-ish. Should I call for a bounce? Q's new lows. 660 is going for about $1.90, $2 basically. 661 going for about $1.50. If we were to get down into the 660, I'm wrong on this. There it is. It's happening right now. So 658. I'm totally wrong on this thing. What's going on, Money Mike? Yep. TP. Good job. Good trade, T Wang. Yeah, I gotta grab this 4 handle here. Q puts crank. TP some nice smooth trade. And we're into that zone there, right? We got VIX up. SPX looking like it's sort of flush out lower to those levels. Let's go. Here we go. See ya. All right, beautiful. Even better. All right, I'm going to front side in light into SPYs. All right, I'll pick up This is going to be a little, I'll pick up a lower delta here for now, folks. I'm looking at the 662 strike call. So it's going to be light, meaning light size, further out delta. I wouldn't even let go. Even if you have one contract left on Qs, I wouldn't even let go of it yet. All right, now we're getting below this daily low here on the SPY. All right, we're hitting that first thing there, Joe Frank, the man. All right, so it's going to be a light long. I got the 662 prepped here, going for under $1. It's going to be complete frontside entry. Okay, so get light long SPY. If you want to bypass this, all good. Bearishness is cranking here, right? Damn, choose that third ad would have been you. All good. It is what it is now. Stay focused. And then we got what? This is the 662 spies. Light. Let me shave off a contract, at least minimum of Qs, at least one. That could be the high. Let me get this. I just missed the $5 mark. Nah, I like those. I like those. All right. Oops. All right, whatever. A couple pennies here, whatever. All right, good job, Joe Frank. All right, so light, meaning small size right now, bullish, day trade. All right, and even for longs, what will we be doing up here, team? Hopefully y'all took profit on some Qs, right? All right, so that's why I stay focused. Was wrong on the bullish trade. There wasn't at a level. Took a loss, got short Qs, right? And then took a bounce trade from 97 cents there. Just did those liquidity sweeps, right? So if you bought these at 95 cents, $1 or whatever, they're up to $1.36. So it's a quick, what, 30, 40, 50%, whatever you, or 30%. TP, so buy low, sell high. TP. Quadrant 4. I like that Q4 play. What's Money Mike saying? Money Mike. Quadrant 4, baby. He knows the deal. I don't even think he's a Phantom member anymore. My man. He speaks the language of liquidity. My man. Yep, work cues up, as Mark Wahlberg saying. So you can TP from longs here. Now aggressive, you can aggressively managing aggressive. You could put your stop loss already at break even right now. That would be aggressive management. If you wanted to give it some space and time, you wouldn't move your stop loss to break even, at least for right now. Right now, if you know the deal here, remember this down here was what, buy to cover from shorts, and then also what, front side and on the long, right, on S&Ps. Now remember, before I even did all of that, I made sure that we locked in some QQQ what, take profits, right? Right. Now, still in as we rally up. This is, as Mark Wahlberg is saying, this is going to be the areas here where you want to start to front side in on, right? Add in to some more puts here. So I'm trying to work what, Q's lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, a bit more weaker, right? You know, are we going to get that? We'll see. Right? I don't want to be short SPYs and NASDAQ, right? So I'm leaving one index. This is what's called long book, short book, right? Liquidity. I've done this in New York City. And because NASDAQ is just a relatively more weaker than, say, the S&P, which you've been talking about, I want to add in and work put side or bearishness on QQQs, okay? As, right? Because what if, like, let's just say devil's advocate, because I don't care about thoughts and opinions or anything. But this could be the low of the day. This could be the low of the day in the S&P 500, and who knows? What if VIX just collapses all the rest of the day, and then we rally right back up here? You'd be like, oh man, then your Q puts would be getting stopped out, and or your ads would be getting stopped out for a little bit of give back, and then you're like, okay, well, how could I have caught that long? Well, right now we have to work front side in on S&Ps, kind of balance out VWAP, probably have a fight, and then we would break, right? But I don't even need to think about and talk about that at the moment, right? Right, so you just go and do your thing, front side in, right? Front side in on the S&Ps, right? Because if we make equal to a new low, your QQQ ads would be doing beautifully. All right, equal to a new low. That would be good for the QQQ puts. So you're literally just trading the price action, literally itself. So I just be waiting for this. Okay, if this, then now I just rallied up. If we make equal to a new low, TP some more puts, right? And then on the SPYs, if you caught this long bounce, you probably would be getting stopped out now at break even, etc. if you're managing that more aggressively. And this lack of follow through potentially would be getting stopped out. And if that happens, QQQs refresh, we get a new low there, right? All right, we'll see, right? So now, if remember, this is all recorded, so I spent a decent amount of time talking in regard about a couple of these levels lower down here in regard to the October lows, etc. I'm hoping that at least for right now, the first level that we were talking about in the pre-market prep this morning, we talked about this. We're still going through it right now, trading off of it. But remember, the same thing that we kind of just did here, okay? If that were to happen down here, aka the October low-ish down here, not only am I going to do the exact same thing that I did up here, right? I'd be flat S&Ps probably coming down here, right? Not only am I going to take potentially day trade potential bounces that I just did right there, okay? And by the way, I'm still in this, by the way, just in case that is not the new low there, right? Make sure you TP some of those Qs equal to low. We'll see if we get a pending new low, I should say. But the same thing I did here, I can almost copy and paste this. I'm going to be doing here, just in a bigger way, bigger fashion, and not only for day trade, but for swing. Okay, that's recorded if you want to. Once this ends, you can go check the beginning. And I spoke about that. Yeah, I lightened up Q's, Mark Wahlberg. Just so I could get it, just so I can get my average fill. If we could try to get a little bit more of a bounce up to get my average fill a bit better there, brother. It's kind of annoying. Well, where futures are, it didn't really break below a daily low, etc. Almost, but I'm not getting so itchy on front side on Qs up until we get unless we get down to the October lows. So I'm gonna work backside on Qs, trading with trend on rallies up. I'll work S&Ps on that, but yes, we got a bigger. So we got like 30-minute bar closes, etc. So on Qs. Yeah, if you add the puts down in the area, you got any equal to or new low down here. I would say be aggressive with them to TP. But we got VIX up above 10%, so we could flush up. We could flush out. Remember, right? We could flush out. So just don't be nervous. I'm not saying y'all nervous, but just y'all know what to do. If this, then that. Just wait for your levels. Like wait. I got a bunch of green. I got a bunch of blues, yellows, and oranges down in here, right? A bunch of blue, right? So we're stopped, like kind of right. Now I did take. Now you see Nasdaq, the first level of demand, the daily low down here. It didn't just flush it and then give it a trade. It flushed below it, not flush, but it's closing below that, right? So versus like the S&P, so far we just went we dipped below it really quickly, and then we got the pop up. Okay. But remember, the better levels are all down here, folks. So you can see the markets, and again, the SPX, right? We have a little baby gimme here, okay, but the bigger ones are a lot lower down here as well. So there's a lot of stuff kind of painting the picture for potentially for a bit more lower. So and I get it, right? You don't want to get trapped. You sell short, chased, and then it's low one day, and then it rips, right? But right now it's looking like it wants to potentially flush. We got the 30 minutes. Bar, we get continuing right now. We get this 13 minutes still for this bar to potentially close. So it's looking like it wants to go. Okay, so this one might be better there. And like I said, if you do grab puts, you don't want to be getting them now. Mark Wahlberg was mentioning it up here, right? So we actually should be TPing some now, right? So as long as you're executing, there goes the $5 print. I gotta at least let go of something there. All right. Long calls are at break even. And those October lows could be in play today. Get ready for those if it happens. All right. Just remember, when you're looking to add to puts or be bearish, it's not the time to do it now. You have to, right? Just 10 minutes ago, give or take, as we rallied up, as Mark Wahlberg was talking about, right? As we rallied up, this is where you get bullish. I'm sorry, bearish in the form of buying a potential put. All right. Now I don't know if it's going to happen this way, right? But so far we have what a massive. We have we already talked about this October low, blah blah blah, right? So this market can only do one of three things, right? It's giving us lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high at the moment. So don't be scared of it. Trade it. Okay, equal to a new low. Okay, right, equal to a new low liquidity map. That's what Money Mike was talking about here. You don't want to be. This is not going to be an add to put here, right, on equal to new low. Now we just did have a negative COG there for some continuation there, right, right. If you were to add to put there, that's going to be aggressive. That's what I'm talking a little bit about there, right? All right, especially with the S&Ps, some kind of levels here. So if you want to, right, if you want to wait for the rally up into this area here on the correctional move, okay, we'll have limit orders up here, okay, to fill, okay, and then TP equal to or new low. All right, be careful with negative COGs lower down here, especially as we get closer down here. That's what the team is mentioning here. Now up here in the beginning, we were kind of up here, and then momentum, right? We have some negative COGs, okay, after out of the initial kind of opening balance here, follow through here, okay. But now S&Ps are at levels, etc., lower down here, so just be careful. Just be careful. You don't want to chase price too low, so make sure you're getting the retracement move up, okay. TP on equal to new lows, okay, and then down here, I'm not going to really do it. Well, in the Nasdaq, I will, okay, but in the S&Ps, especially down here, day trade bounce, but also swing in addition. All right, so you're getting a chance now to potentially add to some shorts. Stop loss on October short. What is this? 90. We get to 90. So if we VWAP's 97. So if we get to 90, because now it's last week's low break, kind of retest over here on the other side too now. So if we break, I gotta TP some of these calls. TP some more of these long calls if you've got spies. Nice. Very nice. Keep it simple because I'm stupid. I'm just taking profit on some of these calls. All right, whatever there. This would be bought puts on NASDAQ. Are we going to roll? What if I did the 592s? I'm going to piss so bad. The 592 bought put on Qs. If you were to roll, all right, so this is the 5. This would be an add to bought put QQQs. And this is the 592. right, long put bearish. So it's crazy. Now you notice what I'm doing. I took profits on some of those calls. I just added to some puts. Now we can take profit on some of these puts. I got a piss. And it's just another day in the neighborhood. I can't let go of the original entry that I had this morning. I still have a couple on those. Thank God. You locked in, E? Yeah, Ben Black, but with context, not just you know what I mean. I'm putting monthly. Notice what I'm putting monthly, weekly, daily levels together with the formations of IOF, right? And then I'm lining those levels up with as a confluence with VWAPs and EMAs, etc. Yes, I mean that's it really. It's just buyers and sellers. So yes. So now I already had a TP, some of those there, still in those, but I mean, we'll see, right? I had to yield this here. All right, just watch out. Past couple of days, or I wouldn't even say a week or two. Not really last week. Last week was pretty clean for the most part, but this week, it's only a Tuesday. Yesterday, it was playing around VWAP a little bit there. So again, stay patient, stay disciplined. We could be above VWAP just a little bit there. Remember, this is last week's low. All right, that we just taken out, closed below it. It's a retest here on the other side now too. All right, so just don't fuck up, right? Like if you did very well off the open here, now don't go crazy here, add in, and if this is a trend change here, what if the trend changes, right? What if we snap here? What if the trend changes? We're up all day, and then you get back all your money's on puts because you're just trying to work on, right? So, continue to do your thing here. Okay, if we rally back up a little bit above VWAP, that's okay. Right, we have to have some closes, and the 30-minute and the 6-minute bar closes will help you with that too in that regard. All right, so work NASDAQ bearishness, okay, and then S&P 500. I mean, I'm not sure if anybody is still in this one here. I mean, for the record, I got in smaller size than what I wanted to because it was one of the first entries there because I'm hoping and potentially waiting for something bigger and better down here. I'm not sure if we're going to get that, though, at least, right, today. Maybe not, but took a little something there. And if you're still in this, you maybe caught the low, but I doubt that. But we'll see. But if you caught that and you're still in that, all right, actually you can let go of some now, even if it's small size, albeit. But this would be the time right now to do so. All right. Because even if you got them for like $1, they're still going for about $1.45. That's 40%, 45. That's 45% return on a counter trend trade. Now the first entry that I got in took a loss, right? Albeit, all good. Wasn't the right time for that, and it got stopped out. No big deal. If you got a COG over VWAP, would you flip long? I'd have to check. I'd have to make sure the internals are okay with that as well, and the 30-minute, 6-minute bar I would want that to help as well. On NASDAQ, probably not. On S&Ps, yes. But today's a day where we have what? VIX up 10, 12% so far. Today might, again, folks, today might not be that reversal day. In fact, I don't talk like this. I don't like it. I don't like it's going to do this, it's going to do that. But I wouldn't be surprised one bit if we close red down to today, down to significant, 1.5%, 2%, whatever. Okay, then overnight, like we flush lower below those October lows. Futures are down overnight, right? So this area right here is going to be super interesting, right? I just know people looking right. Oh no, Nasdaq took out October lows. We're X% off. Right? It's all setting up, y'all. It's all setting up. It's all setting up. So just be careful above daily VWAP today because you might get bull trapped. You might get bull trapped. All right, wait. And I think actually Mark Wahlberg and I actually opened this discussion last week where we were talking about, or 2 weeks ago, where we were talking about, how we had a weekly lows down in here, that famous 66,665 on the S&P futures G trap. And it was like this level here. We talked about how you can maybe leave some on here, maybe for a swing trade there. And it did work out pretty nice. I'm like, that's not bad. Don't get me wrong here. Of course, the better one, I'm not sure if we're going to get down here, but the better one would be down in here. We had those multi lows and the higher low. I was talking about how it's red, it's down. Yeah, if you wanted to buy into the market, blah blah blah. This would be the time to do it. It's coming down lower, etc. So again, I still got my eye. It's setting up perfectly. So I'm not really worried about, is November going to be a reversal month? Is it going to be December? I am just planning. I am planning an edge. I am preparing. Do you see what I'm doing? I am preparing because I am going to eat this level up, right? Breakfast, lunch, dinner, day trade, swing trade, right? Does that make sense? I am not going to mess up this whole area down here. I don't know. This whole thing could be wrong. Okay, we might. What if FIX spikes up another 20, 30, 40%, right? And QQQs are trading 560s by next week. I don't know, right? But I got to go with what I have to see here as a potential setup. Classic, okay. First month that we have down, classic, sweeping those October potential new lows. We get some fresh levels down in here, okay. What's going on in the backdrop? Oh, AI is over, all this kind of stuff, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They need something to bring it down, all right. And then potentially that would be your opportunity, right? This is where the men get separated from the boys, and this is where the women get separated from the little girls, all right? And it could be wrong. If I'm wrong on that, I'm wrong on that. Still bull market, etc. While everybody else is like, look, it's going to crash, it's going to crash, it's going to crash. You might have one of the better buying opportunities here going into the latter part of the year. All right, that's my 2 cents. It could be wrong, and I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, I'll just take my managed loss, and that's it. All right, folks, I got to piss. I'm out. Blue Milligan in ORCL, but if you needs my capital below October low in the monthly demand, don't have the capital margin to deploy both. Do I cut Oracle? That sucks, but the maybe try to do some math and maybe try to, because if I tell you to cut, I'd say maybe try to do some math to maybe reduce some exposure, right? On Oracle, maybe, right? Bring it down and then free up some cap to potentially work on some other things as well there. That might be me, but I also don't know the full extent of the capital, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But Oracle's at some really pretty decent levels there too, right? And so it would suck for me to tell you to cut it right below these monthly lows on this retest level with this weekly level right in there. So that would just suck if that's the case. So I maybe reduce some, free up some cap to give yourself some flexibility. That would probably be the happy medium there. I get it because I got some Oracle stuff here too. But try to work on it. Free up some cap. right, beautiful. We got to TP some of these puts here. Yeah, T Wang. I mean, if you're below daily VWAP, just one simple thing, daily VWAP can help you. Right. So if you want to be a buyer, you can't backside. You have to front side buy. There's no backside at the moment. It's all going to be front side for longs, bullish. But folks, look at the front side longs. This is equal to a new long TP. You know what you're doing here. You're doing it well. So front side long, right? This is what I'm talking about with Mark Wahlberg. Don't get trapped a little bit above daily VWAP on, right? Stop thinking. Stop thinking. Stop thinking. I mean, this wasn't hard right here to like fucking buy a put. It's not hard right here to take profit on said bought puts up there. It's not hard, right? Just fucking do it. Just do it. Bought put lower down here. Take some off. Why'd you buy the put? Because you rallied up into a supply level on weekly retest and there's a VWAP there. But it was going up at the time. Yeah, no shit. Did you think it was going to keep going up? No. Why? Because we're in a fucking daily downtrend, lower, low, lower, high, and below daily VWAP. But isn't the overall higher context trend still up, up, up? Yeah. Yeah. But we're in momentum down at the moment, sifting out some of these October lows on a new lower, low, lower, high. Right? It's like all your thoughts and feelings of what it was going to happen over here as we're talking about it, as Mark Wahlberg. I'm not trying to be cool here. Mark Wahlberg was telling us to do this up here. Right? He's a Phantom member. Right? Not hard. Right? And we were just talking about how the market is giving us what? Lower, low, lower, high. It's giving us lower, low, lower, high. It's giving us lower, low, lower, high. It's giving us lower, low, lower, high. Oh my God, we're coming back up. Do you think the trend's going to change? You think the trend's going to change? You think the trend's going to change? You know, by the time you're thinking, I think it's going to go back up. I think it's going to, should I add short? And we're already in, and we're already TPing. All right, if we make new low, TP more. All right, and now we're on what? Equal to a new low. And it sounds crazy, right? But this is where you want to buy. You want to buy low, right? You want to buy low, so this we take profit from longs, and this take profit from longs, and this could be a potential buy to enter. I'm sorry, take profit from shorts, and it would be a buy to enter long. All right, so pending. But Mr. Blue, what if it doesn't make a new low equal to a new low? Well, that could be the low one day. But right now, if right now, you're probably, if you didn't add up here, you're probably like, ah, damn it, no, I should have. I knew I should have. Oh no, do you think it's a good time to get in now? No, we're getting out of some now. We're getting out of some now. Rinse and repeats, rinse and repeats, rinse and repeats. All right, I'm out of here. I'll see some of y'all tomorrow. Yeah, you do, Pixie. You need some, but it's all good, bro. You're like 20 years old, not to put your age out there on socials, but you're good, bro. You're going to be a legend. You're going to be a legend. You kidding me? You're going to be a legend. So you're good. Get your skills up. Continue to get your skills up, and the money will come, bro. The money will come. The money will come. If you're a real trader, money will come to you. All right. All right, I gotta piss. I gotta go. If you want to learn a little bit more about this, probably speaking a different language to some, but this is real live liquidity stuff here, right? Most retail traders lose. Help you fix that shit. We're just kind of talking a little bit about that in terms of just psychologically, right? I did not have one thought, not one biased, not one political bullshit, or I'm just reading the price action and tape from top down, multiple time frame analysis, institutional order flow, etc. If you click on register there, it will be the 20th, which will be 2 days from now, November 20th. Name, email, click on that button there. Register for a 90-minute class, give or take, hosted by the Mr. Black or the Mr. Green. Sometimes we'll be in there together. Y'all can read all this stuff here. That's kind of an agenda syllabus of that 90 minutes, give or take. how markets work, right? For professional traders, right? I'm a real trader there, giving it to you raw, live, right? Some things that you may hear may not fit well with you, but I got to tell you how it is, not what you want to hear. All right, this is work. This is a skill set you got to develop. Not just about stocks, futures, forex, options, even crypto these days. Had a little chat about Bitcoin here today. Trading for income short term. I'm here day trading, scalping, even options, right? Futures can do the same thing, of course, all the way to wealth management, longer term trading as well. Everything in the middle. Our youngest Phantom members, like in high school still. Okay, not that that matters. All the way to a retirement age, 70 plus. Not that that matters either. Just showing you all the range. Okay, in between what we have here at Phantoms, right? Small account, bigger account. Wealth management, all the way to just starting off your career, just trying to short-term scalp for some extra income. If you like it, great. We're not for everybody, and everybody's not for us. If you don't like it, that's cool as well. Shake your hand, goodbye. If you're serious about this, cool. If not, then you're going to be a weirdo and a troll and a fucking distraction. But it's not the place for you. All right, and you might have a different place, and that's okay. No harm, no foul. But we're looking for people that are really serious about this and to take their trading to professionally to the next level. That said, I'm out. God bless. I'll see some of y'all later today. Of course, next week there is going to be some schedule changes, of course, because we have the Thanksgiving holiday there. So, but I'm still looking to see if we can trade for Wednesday and Thursday, even next week, because I'm a maniac and I still want to do that with y'all. But stay tuned with those moves in terms of some of the class dates there. I'm out. God bless. Take care. Trade safe. Don't give back your gains. Blue out.